This Thai girl I was in a relationship with for 2 years completely fooled me, and I mean completely. Everything she said, everything she did was a lie. Her goal from day one was to get as much money from me as possible, and she did a very, very good job at it. I feel stupid that a guy like me fell for it. I have always been cautious and thought I was streetwise, but she really did get one over on me. This wasn't just a quick scam either. It went on for far too long, and I lost way too much money during the whole thing. Before I get into it, I want to tell you that your channel is really good for people like me to share their experiences. Even if they are bad ones, I think good and bad should be shared. It feels like getting a weight off your chest, you know? Hearing other guys' stories that involve a Thai girl and mistakes being made, it makes you feel less alone in this mess. So, here is mine. I have been listening to all the Thailand stories for a while now, and I see people falling for the same tricks over and over again. So I decided to send my story and my rant in for your viewers, as I also fell for the same lines. Now I'm thinking about it again, and the anger is building up, so I thought this is a good time as ever to put pen to paper and see what your viewers think, and also warn them. My story is about a Thai lady named Pai that I met while I was on holiday in Bangkok. She had this way about her that just sucked you right in. It wasn't even the usual bar girl thing. She made it feel proper, like we met for a reason. I fell for her act completely. I thought we had something real, but the whole time I was just another victim on her list. She's been tricking foreign men for quite a while now, and after finally taking the time to really look into her and all the shady things she has done over the years, I can see just how bad and dishonest she truly is. Putting all those little lies together added up to one big con, and I was just the latest guy to fall for it. When I first came to Thailand, I wasn't even thinking about finding a serious girlfriend or settling down. I just wanted to travel around and enjoy myself without worries, see new places, and just enjoy life really. Back then, my biggest worry was choosing between Chen or a Leo. Life was simple. I was just another tourist enjoying my time, completely clueless about what was coming. Early on during my trip, I met this guy from Germany. He was around my age and was there for the same reason I was, to have a lot of fun. He seemed to know all about the places for nightlife and fun, and for a good while we were having an absolute blast together, exploring everything. And by exploring, I don't mean going sightseeing and visiting temples and all that kind of stuff. I mean exploring different parts of the nightlife. But after a couple of months of non-stop partying, even wild places like Nana Plaza and Soy Cowboy, they started to feel predictable and stale, like I'd seen it all before. We were both getting a bit bored of the same old routine, the same bars, the same girls, and of course, the same lines that they all use. If you have spent any time in Thailand doing the whole nightlife thing, it's great fun, but you know that it gets boring fast. It was only after seeing farangs walking around with a Thai girl as their holiday girlfriend, or whatever you call it, that I wanted to meet someone to spend some time with. I told my friend that I would actually like to meet a nice girl to maybe go on a date with, and that's when he suggested trying out online dating. You know, just to meet a normal, nice girl for a change, instead of the usual bar scene. That simple suggestion from my friend, well, that's exactly where everything started going wrong without me even realizing it at the time. It sounded like a good plan at first, a way to find someone real, a proper holiday girlfriend, or maybe even more than that, instead of just another bar find. I should really have just stuck to the bars. I must say though, using online dating in Thailand is like walking into a virtual bar. It's full of freelancers and scammers that you have to swipe through. I came across Pi's profile on an app one day, like plenty of other guys have, who dream of finding a kind and wonderful woman from Thailand to maybe have a future with. I was just scrolling through, not really expecting much, and then her photo popped up. In her profile picture, she looked absolutely beautiful, 100% the type of woman I look for. She had this long, shiny black hair flowing over her shoulders and a figure so stunning it looked like she was photoshopped. She had that kind of look that makes you forget to check for any warning signs. I didn't even stop to think. I just messaged her straight away, my brain already painting this perfect picture of what she'd be like. After messaging back and forth for a little while, all the sweet and flirty things, we finally set up our first date at this live music bar somewhere along Sukhumvit Road, around Soi 7 if I'm remembering correctly, though all those streets blend together after a while. That first date, she was even better looking in person. She had this way about her that made you feel she was totally into you, like you are exactly the type of person she was looking for, and I was completely sold. The place we went to was great. It wasn't a bar with bar girls or anything like that. We ended up going back 4 or 5 times over those early weeks because the music was spot on and the whole bar was just enjoyable. Just to be completely clear, I'm not some washed up old-timer clinging onto his last chances. I've got my own place, a decent job, and I look after myself. I wasn't some desperate guy she took pity on. She went after me just as hard as I went after her. I go to the gym often, I take care of myself, so I'd say I'm in better shape and better looking than most guys my age wandering around Bangkok. She was the one texting me first most of the days, always finding a reason to talk. She made me feel like she was totally into me. So no, this wasn't some lonely, desperate guy shooting way above his pay grade like people might assume. I know most men and women think the only reason men travel to Thailand is because they can't get a girl in their own country, but that's not always true. A lot of men go to Thailand because they don't want that type of woman back in their country, and in this day and age, who can really blame them? I went to Thailand to have fun. It's only because I got a bit bored doing the same thing every day that I wanted to meet someone to spend time with. As I mentioned, I didn't care about dating at first, let alone a full-blown relationship. I hadn't enjoyed someone's company as much as hers in a long time. We got on really well, so well that we kept in touch when I left. Before I actually left, it was her that told me she wanted to be in a relationship with me. That's what I mean when I said it felt like she was the one doing the chasing. Of course, I wanted to be in a relationship as well. I genuinely thought I had found the one. At the time, she was everything I could have asked for. Our relationship went on for over 2 years, with me flying to see her 3 or 4 times. Each time spent together was better than the last. While I was back home, I was working a lot and also sending her money to help her out. The end goal was to save money and eventually for her to move to Canada to be with me. She seemed excited to move here and have a future with me. I was paying for her to go to school and giving her money so she did not have to work while she was studying. I know, I was stupid for doing that, but I really thought I was doing the right thing and the money was going to good use. After being with her for a long time and thinking everything was fine, other guys started reaching out to me out of nowhere, telling me their own stories about how she tricked them, just like how she had been doing to me all along without me realizing. At first, I didn't believe what I was reading. I thought it may be just some jealous ex-boyfriend or something. But we compared messages, pictures she had sent, and plans she had made with us, and realized we were all living the same lie with the same woman. I helped pay for her nursing school and covered all her living costs for a long while, believing it would give her a real shot at getting a Canadian visa and building a better career once she finally made it here with me. I was sending money every month, thinking I was building a future for us. I felt like I was doing the right thing as her boyfriend, helping my girl get ahead. We only split up recently because some other guy happened to see a message she sent me on Facebook, and that's when everything came crashing down. Since it turned out he had been seeing her at the exact same time as me without either of us knowing. This poor guy saw a chat pop up on her screen and his whole world fell apart too. He decided to do some digging and track me down. He found me on Facebook after seeing her messages and started asking me all kinds of questions about our relationship. And to our anger, we slowly realized we had been played by the same woman this whole time. And what made it even worse was finding out we weren't the only ones. There turned out to be several more guys she pulled the exact same tricks on over the years. She had become an absolute expert at making men fall hard for her pretty face and sweet personality, all while carefully leading them straight into her clever little money trap, without them ever suspecting a thing. She never asked me for huge amounts at once. It was always a story about her mum being sick, or school fees, or rent, or something else. Just enough to make you feel like you are doing the right thing by helping, but it never stopped. I'm almost too ashamed to even say out loud how much money she managed to take off me over the years. But let's just say it wasn't some small, forgettable amount. It was enough that anyone with decent savings would definitely feel in their wallet for a long time after. It was around 100,000 Canadian dollars over 2.5 years, if I add everything up. Looking at my bank statements afterwards made me feel physically sick. I worked hard for that money, and she just treated it like her personal fund. Guys really need to watch out and be extra careful with these kinds of women. They have spent years doing this, learning all the tricks, the mind games, and the lines to say that can leave you skint and heartbroken. She was a real professional. Every tear, every I miss you, every promise was perfectly timed to keep me hooked and sending cash. I stayed with her in Bangkok not just once, but 3 separate times, with each visit lasting about 3 months. And during all those weeks together, everything seemed completely great between us. She acted so loving and perfect, and I never suspected a thing. Every time I flew back, she'd be waiting for me at the airport with a huge smile and a big hug. For those 3 months, she made me feel like I was the only guy in the world. Yes, there were a couple of small red flags that I should have seen now I look back, but in the moment, they never seemed big enough to make me seriously question things or doubt what we had together. Little things like her phone always being face down, or getting a bit cagey about her plans sometimes. When I questioned these little things in my head, I just convinced myself everything was fine and I was being paranoid. I always treated her with nothing but kindness and respect, giving her everything I could, and it's really tough knowing that there were other guys who did exactly the same, only to end up just as hurt and just as out of pocket as I was in the end. After we finally split for good, I decided to try my luck on another dating site. Probably a stupid mistake, but I still had hopes that maybe this time I'd find someone who'd actually be decent and honest. And wouldn't you know it, the very first profile picture that came up was hers. I'm almost too nervous to check other dating sites these days, because there is this feeling I might scroll down and suddenly see her fake smiling profile picture staring right back at me, like some kind of nightmare repeating itself. I put so much time, hard-earned money, and real heart into building something with this lady. And now, after everything that has happened, it's become really hard not to look at all Thai women in a completely different and more cautious way than before. And that's a real shame, because I know most of them are good people. But she has made it so I second guess every smile and every compliment now. But weirdly enough, despite all the mess and the heartache, I still haven't completely given up hope. Somewhere out there in that big confusing world, maybe there's still one real, honest woman worth finding. I guess you have to hold on to that little bit of hope, otherwise the bad ones win completely. Right now, from what I'm able to piece together, I know at least 4 other guys she's been secretly involved with, and I've actually sat down and had long conversations with 3 of them, comparing notes about all the lies and the games she played with each of us. Even though it was bad listening to everything she has done, it was hard not to laugh at the fact her stories and things she said didn't change for any of us. It really makes you stop to wonder just how many more poor guys are out there who haven't come forward yet or realised they've been tricked too. She must have a whole phone full of guys on the go, all thinking they are the one. And this is just one girl. Imagine how many other girls are doing this. What really gets me, what still stings now, is that she actually brought me home to meet her whole family, let me sit there with them all, smile at their faces, making me believe this was all real when none of it really was. That whole family meeting, her mum cooking for us, her dad drinking with me, it was all part of a show. They was all in on it, making me feel like I was being welcomed in. From everything I've read and heard over the years, meeting the family is supposed to mean you are serious about each other. Maybe even that you are the one she wants to build a future with. Or at least, that's what they let you believe. It wasn't until all of this happened that I did more research and found out pretty much every girl takes their farang boyfriend back to visit the family. It almost doesn't mean anything nowadays. Oh, and a side note, I actually really liked Isan when I visited. It was quiet and simple, but really had something about it that makes me want to visit again, and maybe someday travel around. It's not like Bangkok, full of farangs and nightlife, but it is still a nice place that I recommend people visit. Anyway, it's a proper business with these girls. They practice the lines, the stories, even the tears. They know exactly which buttons to press to make you open your wallet. I never thought to ask the other guys which specific dating site they found her on, but looking back now, I'd bet good money she's still active on plenty of them, using the same photos and the sweet talk to real new guys in every day. She's probably chatting up some guy now, telling him the same stories about nursing school and her sick mother. The whole cycle just starts again with a new wallet. So listen, fellas, here's my hard-earned warning. Watch your step real careful out there, because these women know all the tricks, and let's just hope that there are still a few good ones left who will actually care about you as a person, not just as an open wallet waiting to be emptied. You do have to remember that not every woman is like her. There are decent people out there, but you've got to be smart and take things steady. And just to give you the full picture, I'm 41 years old, she's 31, and we were together for nearly 2.5 long years. Knowing I wasted all that time on her empty promises makes the whole situation even worse. 2.5 years of my life gone. I could have built something real with someone else, but I was stuck in her little fantasy world. I only ever saw a photo of one guy that she fooled. He was in his 50s with a noticeable gut, so clearly she's not picky about who she targets, as long as they've got money to send her way whenever she asks for it. It doesn't matter what you look like or how old you are. If you have a bank account and a kind heart, you are a target. They just see walking ATMs. The other guys admitted they'd wired her cash as well, though thankfully not as much as I stupidly sent over. Hearing that they sent less didn't make me feel any better. It just proved she had a whole system going and I was her biggest sucker. When you really stop to think about it, she's probably collecting all those payments like some twisted paycheck, whether it's 3,000 baht from one lonely guy or 30,000 baht from another, and stacking it up into a pretty comfortable living without even lifting a finger. She's got it down to a fine art. A few sweet messages, a couple of fake tears, and the money just rolls in. It's her full-time job, and she's bloody good at it. Not a bad little scam at all. That's the worst part, you know. She had all the tools to be amazing. The charm, the looks, the way she made you feel special. It was all just part of an act. Part of me still plays with the stupid thought that she could have been an incredible partner if she just focused on one guy instead of playing the field. She had all the qualities that most men look for, and if she wasn't a complete scammer, she probably would have made a good wife. It's a tough pill to swallow. You miss the person you thought she was, even though that person never really existed. Sooner or later, karma's going to come knocking hard. I told her straight to her face that beauty fades fast, and when that pretty mask finally cracks, what's left? Just a lonely woman who's probably spent all of the money she scammed over the years. I told her that one day she will look in the mirror and have nothing but regrets. Even if she does save money, that money won't make her happy at night when she's old and alone. And all those shady stories you hear about phones suddenly going unanswered for no reason, I got to live through that nightmare myself. And twice, some random Thai guy even picked up when I called her number. Hearing a man's voice answer her phone is enough to throw anyone off. I knew right then something was seriously wrong, but she just acted all confused and innocent. I don't know what I was thinking. I really went all out for her. Treated her better than most guys would, took her on nice trips, thought I was helping out with her future. Now after all of that mess, I'm keeping my guard up all the time with everyone I meet. Maybe it's smarter to just stick to fun without diving into anything serious. Though, who really knows? Life's got a way of surprising you when you least expect it. The effect it has on you, though, is pretty bad. It's made me proper cautious now. I keep everyone at arm's length because I just don't want to go through that again. The trust in everyone is just gone. You know what I'd give anything to see? A full stack of those Western Union slips and bank transfer records. Just to know the cold, hard number she's raking in each year of lonely guys like me and many others who actually believe her act. I bet it would be a proper fortune. Multiple guys sending money every month must add up to a seriously easy life for her. But mainly, I wanted to share this whole mess with you and your listeners, not to scare anyone off, but as a reality check. Don't get me wrong, Thailand is still an unbelievable place. A lot of fun to be had there. Just keep your heart guarded and your eyes wide open, because not every sweet smile is what it seems. Go and have a great time, just don't be naive like I was. Enjoy the beaches and the nightlife, but take your time before you trust someone with your wallet or your heart. It's a damn shame how many good-hearted people land here, full of hope, only to just get chewed out by those "I good girl for you" types of women, who turn out to be professional con artists in skinny jeans. You see the guys arrive like me, with stars in their eyes, and you just want to grab them by the shoulders and tell them to slow down. But some people have to learn from themselves, as I did. I'll keep listening to the stories sent in, and who knows, maybe my story will knock some sense into another guy out there right now, staring at his phone, convinced he's found the one, while she's texting 3 other wallets at the same time. Do I regret meeting Pi? Absolutely. I regret ever going on that dating app and losing all that money. Tough lessons to be learned, but it's happened now. Can't keep dwelling on the past. You live and learn. If this mess of mine stops even one person from getting gutted like I did, then airing my dirty laundry here was worth every cringe-filled word. Keep telling the truth, because someone's got to.